Hey guys, Dub here. So today I want to talk to you about field of view and its relationship with the different optics that you put on your gun. But before I get into that, I have some exciting news. I've been recruited by Infamy Gaming, so I'll be playing on the competitive team sometime in the near future. So hopefully I'll be able to get some of those footage to you guys. So now let's get to the good stuff. So field of view. So everyone knows what field of view is. It makes it so that you can see more of the world, basically. But what a lot of people don't realize is if you being able to see more of the world, the smaller everything is. So let me explain. So we're going to use these two vehicles as reference. So right now I have a field of view of 70. So notice that these two vehicles are touching the edge of my screen. So what I'm going to do, also, notice some of the objects in the distance and the size of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the field of view. Alright. I'm going to increase it all the way. Okay, and then I have to scope in and scope out to activate the field of view. Okay. So now look at where these vehicles are. They're no longer touching the edge of my screen. They're no longer near it. Also, look at the objects in the distance. It's a lot smaller. So what are the pros and cons of field of view? Smaller field of view, yeah, you see less of the world. You get less peripheral vision, but things appear a lot bigger. What does that mean for you? It means that you can see enemies a lot clearly, but you can also pick them off a lot more easily than if they're smaller. So what's the relationship between scopes and field of view? Okay, well, scopes are basically just different values of field of view. So notice I scope in with the holographic, it makes things bigger, but my field of view is a lot smaller. Okay? And if you go to something like a Cobra scope or a different RDS, you don't get a lot of zoom, but your field of view is pretty much exactly the same. So now that begs the question, which scope should you use given this information? Okay, well, if you play offensively, you go out there and you're moving around a lot, you're trying to pick people off, maybe you want to go with something that gives you more field of view, because you need to be able to see your enemies a lot clearly. And you don't need that zoom because you'll be more in a close quarter combat situation. So, in that case, maybe you want to use an RDS or something like that. And, if you play more, defensively, kind of like mid, you're not totally in the back like a sniper, but you're more defending a certain area, you're in one position, and you just need to pick people off before they can get to you. Then you might want to use a scope like a holographic that gives you a little bit of zoom. I mean, yeah, your field of view is a lot more limited, but at that, when you're back there, you don't really need to have that peripheral vision. So maybe using, an optic with more zoom, or even an ACOG can give more of a zoom, but less of the peripheral vision. So I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope this makes you a better player